Tired of dealing with annoying flies, fruit flies, and gnats in your home? The Zevo Flying Insect Trap is your ultimate solution. Don't wait. Check out the link in the video description now to get your Zevo Flying Insect Trap on Amazon and enjoy a bug-free home today.
Nothing stirred on the silent, deserted streets as we surveyed the burnt-out wreckage of what was once a family home. More than 20,000 souls from this former vibrant market city have run for their lives from a rocket and drone blitz and the threat of massacres and rape at the hands of terrorist savages. But this was not a southern Israeli kibbutz village ransacked by Hamas killers on October 7th. This was the eerie ghost town of Kiryat Shimona yesterday on the northern border with Lebanon, where locals fear horrors which could soon dwarf that day of infamy. Israel's Hezbollah enemies in the north pose 10 times the threat of Hamas in Gaza, whose savages massacred 1,200 and kidnapped 250 last year. And tension has spiked along this mountainous front line in recent days as the Middle East lurches closer towards catastrophic all-out war. Daily Hezbollah rocket and drone attacks along the frontier have already driven 60,000 people south, leaving behind a no-man's land of bomb-blasted buildings. And the chaotic crescendo was continuing to build yesterday, leaving more families packing their bags. Kiryat Shimona sits in a pocket of Israeli territory flanked on two sides by Hezbollah positions and has been rendered virtually uninhabitable for months by the constant shelling. But it is just one of 43 Israeli communities along the border that have been evacuated as Hezbollah's blitz intensified, heralding a terrifying new phase of Israel's war. Expert analysts monitoring years of military activity in southern Lebanon warned yesterday that October 7th could soon look like a picnic if and when Hezbollah unleashes hell. Lieutenant Colonel Sarit Ze'avi, a former Israeli Defense Force intelligence analyst who has been studying the terror group for decades, told our channel, the risk has never been greater. Hezbollah has 10 times the firepower of Hamas, with a total military force of 50,000 and up to 5,000 elite troops ready to storm across the border. They have built miles of tunnels connecting their forces and more attack tunnels to storm into Israel. They are cut into solid rock and bigger than the Hamas tunnels, some big enough to drive a truck through, with electric power and even air conditioning. The risk has never been greater. Hezbollah has 10 times the firepower of Hamas, with a total military force of 50,000 and up to 5,000 elite troops ready to storm across the border. But the biggest threat is posed by the sheer volume of their weapons arsenal. They have more than 200,000 rockets, guided missiles and drones. My fear is that they may now have enough to overwhelm the Iron Dome and David's Sling air defenses which protect Israeli towns and cities. And once their attack starts, it could go on for months, at the same time as others from Iran, Syria, Iraq, Yemen, and from Gaza and the West Bank inside Israel. All this is pointed towards us. We are already in a fight for our very existence. Ze'avi, who runs Israel's Alma Research Center studying the Hezbollah threat, has amassed huge files on the group through open-source online research. And her work unearths shocking footage which she says showed Hezbollah drew up the blueprint for the October 7th attacks 10 years ago. Video produced by the terror group simulated an attack by Hezbollah Radwan force troops, who would storm across the border, killing and snatching hostages after fanning out across the north. The Mama 5, who still lives close to the border, told our channel, I watched video of the Hezbollah battle plan the day after October 7th and realized this was the template for what had just happened in the south. All of the detail was there, including instructions on taking hostages as human shields and causing maximum terror. Other plans included a mission to seize and hold territory and the conquest of the northern Galilee region. I realized then that their plan to carry out an October 7-style attack in the north had already been drawn up and was so shocked I immediately evacuated my family. Israel Defense Forces are in position across the border and will fight, but the threat posed from the north is now huge. Verified research suggests that the Hezbollah attack will be spearheaded by the group's fanatical Radwan fighters, battle-hardened from years of fighting in Syria's civil war. The fearsome unit will be nothing like the Hamas rabble which surged out of Gaza on